Yes, for third position. Can he get it done, or will he hold it around the outside? He'll try, he will try to hold it around the outside. He gives him the squeeze. Contact made. Good little battle. Infragets will move to third position, and can he come back? No, he can't. Good little battle from those two guys there.
Brave if he's going to try. I think he'll back out of it. Surely he has to, unless it's me, because I would have made a move, but he backs out of it. One's wide. He's going to go for the lead. He is into the lead, and he leads. Skull lead. Battling Mantible there. Down the inside. That's a good move.
Oh.
Get it there, over the curve, banging tyres.
Did he cut him there? Did he cut him? I thought he cut him.
Does it? Podium. He's on the podium. Finally, he's done it. After so long. Forza Gavra, there's everyone celebrating. Solo Solita's just having a donut. Does do it. Same position where another car with a side-by-side. Down to our route. This could end badly. Does it? Brazy bravely backs out of that one. He's not going to try that. He'd be mad to try side-by-side.
Ruapuna Park. The lights go red for Ruapuna Park. Round 6. And it's go! And Cash gets an amazing start for Raleigh. Gets away well. Alessio gets a storming start. Goes into second. He's going to
try it.
On the brakes.
Yes, he tries, takes a slice. Down inside he goes. One's wide. Throws him through as well. And into second place. That's how you do
12
it. 12
cars are within a second of each other. Actually, 13 are within a second of each other. That is actually madness. That shows how evenly matched it is.
Might take him on the inside again.
He's challenging. Oh, he's going to be this. No. Sig battles with a wild Renault. Look at that side-by-side behind. Around the outside. Sig, and I think around the outside as well. To go DJ Luke, and they're still side-by-side. Would you look at this? You don't see this very often. Ooh. Well, great stuff between those two.
Side-by-side again. What's ooh.
Yeah, good move. Should be able.
Championship contender. Oh, he's going to launch down the inside. And there you have it. All said and done.
Metro trying to the inside. Here we are then. For the lead. For the lead. Does he make a move? Tries. No, can't do it. Gets his nose chopped right up. Not close enough to make a move. I would have picked down the inside. What a dive. And does do it. What a dive from such a long way back.
Unbelievable.
That wasn't even an overtaking opportunity, and now he's coming back side by side, down into the right-hander, and they almost touch around the outside, now down the inside. Look at this, side by side. Absolutely bonkers, and this lets Pirelli catch up. Down the inside goes, down the inside. Beautiful move. Does he do it? Pulls it off. Fantastic move then. It was Gav left.
Oh, Tsuki. Oh my. The most cartoon crash ever. His teammates. That is how identical those cars are. Exactly the same time. 120.823.
Inside here, he'll try the. Oh, he's on the grass! On the grass! And passes! And tries! Now he's going to be diving on the brake. Down the inside goes Sigurdsson and go. What a move from the Italian!
There's 1 point in it. Van Elk wins by 1 point otherwise. So Razy's got. He's he's lost it. Oh, Van Elk spun. Van Elk, they both spun. Oh my god. Oh my god. They will both be going mental.
Sweden wins the American Grand Prix. Let's go to third position, Low, as coming through and crossing the line, your new world champion. Hayo is the champion of the world. Metro 666 comes the line and wins the Japanese Grand Prix, and with it the title itself, and slows right down.
Is he got it? Yeah.
And world champion, Vectro 666, finally. Well, 5 lights, and we're underway, and well, there goes the grid, and they're gone. Something has gone horribly wrong.
Up the inside of Hiker, nice move there. Hiker noticed him and gave the space.
And away we go, and it's a very good start from Rip It Up. Look at him, right down the middle. Vectro also getting away very well there. Sig up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? Yes, he is. No, he's not.
Almost made contact.
Almost made contact there.
Get through. I think they've all got through.
Everyone has got through there. Rip It Up, going a bit slowly on the inside there. Solo Solita losing the back end, but keeps it.
See down the inside. That's going to be a easy move if he does get anywhere, but again.
Lacer brake very late.
Furia brakes very late. Oh!
Here, as these two battle away, Skulls going around the outside later on the brakes. Harry Potter taking the inside line. He's still there. Harry Potter's gone wide. Skull diving all over the place on the track. He's got to be careful of Boston Road. Boston Road's caught right up. Boston Road's going up the inside. Skull's just noticed him. They're side by side, almost.
He's looking around the outside into the last corner, into the Clark curve. That's brave. That's very brave.
You think this one's Hector? Oh boy, yeah.
Oh, he tried that inside! And he got to move this time. He's alongside and trying and hurry and hurry and hurry and hurry. And he's trying to the outside. Is he even going to give him that? He's going to brake late. Can Andre try a cutback? No, not yet. He'll be brave to go on the lead. Looking for the lead. Vectro takes the lead here, and now red timesing and hits him. Does almost hit him.
I thought he was going to then, but he moved. I think he moved over.
Inside goes DJ. Does he make the move? No, he backs out of it. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, he definitely doesn't. Well, down the inside goes Matteo. There we go. Back down the inside. Have that one, Tom. So now he's going to go around the inside again, isn't he? If he goes down the inside again, I'll be bonkered. No, you can't. That's going to end the contact. No, it's on side, and then backs out of it. Oh, he runs wide. Oh, he's going to go down the inside. That's Alonso. There was Alonso with a Massa. Oh, that's Ferrari around this corner. Here we are then for the Belgium Grand Prix. 5 lights. Go! And Barry gets a fantastic start. Ethan left trolling behind there. And further back, Ethan already going defensive at turn 1. Down the inside comes one of the BMWs now. And almost taps the side of the Mercedes further back. Carnage going on there. And I believe they all get through cleanly at turn 1 this time. Ferrari though, he's going to have a look down the inside. Down the inside goes Ferrari. Covering off goes the Ferrari. Round the outside goes it forgets. Well, this is bonkers down the back. Well, talk about great racing to end the year. Again, not good enough there. It's this track. He's going to try on the outside. Runs wide. And he's going to be side by side. Is Salita going to try down the inside? They're going to make contact or not?
Vector's ran off the track. Yes. Vector did run off the track there, but I don't think...
Get away with it.
He might just get away with it.
Going to make the move. Yes. Into the lead. Pulls alongside. Pulls ahead the Audi. First of the Ferrari. Now Ronnie is going to be going shallow. Can he go on the outside again? Yes. Yes. Fight, fight, fight. And takes the lead again. And watch out for that McLaren following behind. This is fantastic stuff. Your top 3 separated by under 1 second. And coming along is Solo Salita. He's going to try turn 1. Does he get through? They all finally, I think they've all got through at turn 1 correctly. I think it's finally happened. They've all got through turn 1. Will they get through turn 2? They almost make contact at the back. They're all squirming together.
Let's see, and Alessio's lost it again, and a Ferrari at the same time. Synchronised spinning right there.
I don't think anything can Red do. Gav into the lead! Gav leads the Belgian Grand Prix! And boy oh boy has this turned into a shocker. Red in the pit for the lead! He's got a beautiful run! Slingshots past and takes the lead. Now, we'll have the inside. Now this could be close. And down the inside. Yes, he does do it. Runs a bit wide. Cut back could be on the options. Now side by side as they come down here. Ho's going to try and give him as much of a squeeze. And does take second position there. Oh, he tries slow! Backs out that time. It's the rear almost there.
So close. So
behind the slipstream. I don't think Alessio's going to do too much about this as he goes down the inside into turn 1. Alessio's going to try and hold it around the outside. Gets on the grass around the outside. Alessio tries to hold on, and it's not going to quite do it for Alessio. And Ferrelli makes that move and gets it finished.
Pulling along. He's going to go to the lead. They've got Sig on the outside. It's going to be free into turn 1. Is it all going to be clean? The answer to that is a gradual of yes. It seems to be. Running wide. There goes Fundale. He's going to jump up to second. Sig drops down to 4th, and this is going
third
well.
Position in this Grand Prix. Look at Pancho. He might give him a little squeeze towards the wall. Down the inside goes Forgets for 3rd position. Can he get it done, or will he hold it around the outside? He'll try. He will try to hold it around the outside. He gives him the squeeze. Contact made. Good little battle. Forgets will move to 3rd position, and can he come back? No, he can't. Good little battle from those two guys there.
Brave if he's going to try. I think he'll back out of it. Surely he has to, unless it's me, because I would have made a move, but he backs out of it. One's wide. He's going to go for the lead. He is into the lead, and he leads. Skull leads. Battling Mantible there. Down the inside. That's a good move. We'll get it there over the curve, banging tyres.
Did he cut him there? Did he cut him? I thought he cut him.
Does it? Podium. He's on the podium. Finally, he's done it. After so long. Forza GAVRA, there's everyone celebrating. Solo Solita's just having a donut. Does do it. Same position where another car with a side-by-side. Down to our route. This could end badly. Does it? Brazy bravely backs out of that one. He's not going to try that. He'd be mad to try side-by-side.
Ruapuna Park, the lights go red for Ruapuna Park, round 6. And it's go! And Cash gets an amazing start for Raleigh. Gets away well. Alessio gets a storming start, goes into second. He's going to
try it.
On the brakes.
Yes, he tries, takes a
so
slight.
down
inside he goes, runs wide, throws him through as well, and into second place. That's how you do
12
it. 12
cars are within a second of each other. Actually, 13 are within a second of each other. That is actually madness. That shows how evenly matched it is.
Might take him on the inside again.
He's challenging. Oh, he is. Look at this. No. Sig battles with a wild Renault. Look at that side by side behind. Around the outside. Sig, and I think around the outside as well. To go DJ Luke, and they're still side by side. Would you look at this? You don't see this very often. Ooh. Well, great stuff between those two.
Side by side again. What's
yeah, good move. Should be able.
Championship contender. Oh, he's going to launch down the inside. And there you have it. All said and done.
Metro trying to the inside. Here we are then. For the lead. For the lead. Does he make a move? Tries. No, can't do it. Gets his nose chopped right off. Not close enough to make a move. I would have think down the inside. What a dive. And does do it. What a dive from such a long way back.
unbelievable.
That wasn't even an overtaking opportunity, and now he's coming back side by side, down into the right-hander, and they almost touch around the outside, now down the inside. Look at this, side by side. Absolutely bonkers, and this lets Pirelli catch up. Down the inside goes, down the inside. Beautiful move. Does he do it? Pulls it off. Fantastic move then. This was Gav left.
Oh, Tsuki! Oh my... The most cartoon crash ever. It's a... no improvement for Hiker. Is it going to be one for It Forgets? Yes, but they... Oh my god. Now that is teammates. That is how identical those cars are. Exactly the same time. 120.823.
Down the inside here, he'll try the... Oh, he's on the grass! On the grass! And passes! And tries! Now he's going to be diving on the brakes! Down the inside goes Safer and go. What a move from the Italian!
There's 1 point in it. Van Elk wins by 1 point otherwise. So Razy's got... He's lost it. Oh, Van Elk spun. Van Elk, oh, they both spun. Oh my god. Oh my god. They will both be going mental.
Sweden wins the American Grand Prix. Let's go to third position, Low, as coming through and crossing the line, your new world champion. Hyo is the champion of the world. Metro 666 comes the line and wins the Japanese Grand Prix, and with it the title itself, and slows right down.
Is he got it? Yeah.
And world champion, Vectro 666, finally. Well, 5 lights, and we're underway, and well, there goes the grid, and they're gone. Something has gone horribly wrong.
Up the inside of Hiker, nice move there. Hiker noticed him and gave the space.
And away we go, and it's a very good start from Rip It Up. Look at him, right down the middle. Vectro also getting away very well there. Sig up the inside. Is he going to make it, Sig? Yes, he is. No, he's not.
Almost made contact.
Almost made contact there.
Get through. I think they've all got through.
Everyone has got through there. Rip It Up going a bit slowly on the inside there. Solid Solita losing the back end, but keeps it.
See down the inside. That's going to be a easy move if he does get anywhere. But again, Furia breaks very late. Oh.
Here as these two battle away, Skulls going around the outside, later on the brakes. Harry Potter taking the inside line. He's still there. Harry Potter's gone wide. Skull diving all over the place on the track. He's got to be careful of Boston Road. Boston Road's caught right up. Boston Road's going up the inside. Skull's just noticed him. They're side by side, almost.
He's looking around the outside into the last corner, into the clock curve. That's brave. That's very brave.
You think this one's Hector? Oh boy, yeah.
Oh, he tried that inside! And he's got to move this time. He's alongside and trying and hurry and hurry and hurry and hurry. And he's trying to the outside. Is even going to give him that? He's going to brake late. Can Andre try a cutback? No, not yet. He'll be brave to go on the lead. Looking for the lead. Vectro takes the lead here, and now red turning and hits him. Does almost hit him.
I thought he was going to then, but he moved. I think he moved over.
Inside goes DJ. Does he make the move? No, he backs out of it. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, he definitely doesn't. Well, down the inside goes Matteo. There we go. Back down the inside. Have that one, son. So now he's going to go around the inside again, isn't he? If he goes down the inside again, I'll be bonkered. Nah, you can't. That's going to end the contact. No, it's on side, and then backs out of it. Oh, he runs wide. Oh, he's going to go around the inside. That's Alonso. There was Alonso with a Massa. Oh, that's Ferrari around this corner. Here we are then for the Belgium Grand Prix. 5 lights. Go! And Barry gets a fantastic start. Ethan left trolling behind there. And further back, Ethan already going defensive at turn 1. Down the inside comes one of the BMWs now. And almost taps the side of the Mercedes further back. Carnage going on there. And I believe they all get through cleanly at turn 1 this time. Ferrari though, he's going to have a look down the inside. Down the inside goes Ferrari. Covering off goes the Ferrari. Round the outside goes it forgets. Well, this is bonkers down the back. Well, talk about great racing to end the year. Again, not good enough there. It's this track. He's going to try on the outside. Runs wide. And he's going to be side by side. Is Salita going to try down the inside? They're going to make contact or not?
Vector's ran off the track. Yes. Vector did run off the track there, but I don't think...
Get away with it.
He might just get away with it.
Going to make the move. Yes. Into the lead. Pulls alongside. Pulls ahead the Audi. First of the Ferrari. Now Ronnie is going to be going shallow. Can he go on the outside again? Yes. Yes. Fight. And takes the lead again. And watch out for that McLaren following behind. This is fantastic stuff. Your top 3 separated by under 1 second. And coming along is Solo Salita. He's going to try turn 1. Does he get through? They all finally, I think they've all got through at turn 1 correctly. I think it's finally happened. They've all got through turn 1. Will they get through turn 2?
Good evening, good day, good afternoon, and welcome back to another Grand Prix, or maybe a bit of an endurance race for some of the drivers here as you join us in Bannockbury. I believe that's how you say it. If we have any Spanish people in the chat, feel free to let us know on how to sound it out. I'm not the best at English, but I'd sure try my best with these European type of names. Joining me today, Mr. Heo. How are we today, my friend?
Yeah, very well. I'm really looking forward to this race. It's the clash of the clans, the finalization of the season. All teams from different series of GAVRA Racing, including the academy. 4 drivers each. Should be fun today. Should be exciting. Should be quite close. Who is going to win this race today?
Yeah, I'm very excited, especially for a brisk 5:50 in the morning for Australia. Please let me know if there's any Australians out there. I know that Rizzy Real is having some connection issues, so we'll hope that he can stay in the lobby as we take a look at Vectro here. Obviously, you might know me from commentary in the GT3 class here on GAVRA Racing. Same with Heo. Both of us created a pretty good relationship over that GT3 class of racing, and a little bit sad to see it not anymore. But once again, we have this last event kind of to send everything off. It's always lovely to see it. And I love all the cars that are in here today, especially my favorite car, my dream car, being the BSC Mono, which I'm also a very, very strong and passionate lover for as we take through the very, very fast corners here in Scotland. As I just love that little middle town section there. The drivers just absolutely cane it. car that I've driven in real life, the Toyota GT, which is an absolutely beautiful car to drive, very, very stable. I love it, especially when you're running traction control and ABS like Nico is here, but he's still managing to get the back end out like an absolute fish. Oh, that's very dangerous, over a crest, and you can't really see down it. The BAC driver of, I believe that was Vectro, should have known a bit better. Watching for the sudden crests and dips within Scotland today. A lot of drivers maybe gaining some air. Anyway, Heo, what do you expect to see today in regards to maybe the timing and in regards to a little bit of action? What do we expect to see today?
Yeah, it's quite a difficult track. We will see some jumps, we will probably see some cars sliding like this, going onto the grass, going into the fences, so there are no runoff areas or something like that. If you do a mistake, it means some damage. We have damage on in the season, or in this event today. So I think it's also about how steady you can go around this track. I think we will see some action on track, but also some action like accidents, and that can decide the race. From timings, I don't have any idea. I think we have 3 classes here with the road cars in B, C and D class. They should be quite different to each other, so it's like having 3 different races, but all of them count into the whole standings. So we will have yeah, quite some multi-class action here, maybe some even overlapping, but let's see.
Yeah, definitely. As we see the first times set by Husa, I believe that is, with a 2:52. Definitely saw faster times in practice. We have been juggling through a couple of lobbies here, people dropping out and some in-game option issues, but I can tell you from the practice session that both myself and Heo were watching while we were drinking some coffee, and I won't suggest what else we were having a drink of, but yeah, we saw the fastest time being a 2:29 was the fastest time. I believe it was Hiker of Sweden. I got it right this time. Clearing the field by over 3 seconds to the nearest driver, in second place being a 2:24, as we see the drivers start to set a little bit of a competitive time. Speaking of Hiker of Sweden, sets a new lap time being a 2:35.3. Very good, but yeah, all drivers seem to be very focused here. Once again, seeing what air they can get. The BMW, I would say, is going to be the highest. They're going to be definitely going very tough on the old suspension. 9 minutes and 30 seconds of qualifying remaining for us, as every driver is probably just starting to set a bank of time. New time is now set of a 2:27, so every lap, I guess, new times are set, and I can tell you, for the first time, I am ID forgets, goes second place, just behind by 2 seconds. But I can tell you, for the first time in a racing game, especially Project Cars 2, I heard a sheep bar, which was very, very exciting. But I won't drowl on about the animal life around here today. But yeah, every car just looks to be idolized as much as possible for this session. As we see everyone just trying to push the car as much as possible to try and get that absolute lap time out of it. Vectro is going to be next. I think he had a little bit of contact with the wall there, running a very small fuel supply as well. So yeah, we haven't seen anyone set a faster lap than the top runner so far. But yeah, the BAC Mono, obviously styled off a Formula 1 type of suspension, push rod suspension like the KTM. If any of you know your GT4 class racing, I believe it's in the GT4 class of racing, the KTM. Not the KTM motorbike, I believe it's called the Expo. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I believe it's called the Expo. Yeah, the Mono's modelled off a Formula 1 type of suspension, so is the KTM. Wow, really taking a lot of curb through there. As the BMW avoids Vectro on his flying lap over the bridge. I believe he's about to come. So yeah, a lot of sudden dips and crests, and I believe that Vectro has slowed down. Hiker of Sweden. I don't know why I keep hesitating on that name. New lap time of a 2 minute 21, just 1 second off the fastest lap time that he did in practice, or just a couple of actually a couple of tenths. I think Vectro's got the highest jump there. What do you think about that one? What do you think about that one here? It was I'm presuming that was a pretty bloody high jump. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I think that's
pretty mental here.
That's some difference between sim racing and real racing, because in sim racing you can like test this jumping all the time in practice, and if it goes wrong and nothing happened, and then you try it and over again, and finally you get it right, and you can just jump through and hope for the best, and it should go well for you if you practice it enough. So these guys are going full throttle through the sections, jumping without any danger to them. So yeah, it's quite nice here.
Yeah, I can tell you we're lucky that there's no danger to them, obviously. And we're trying to keep safe here. Remember, anytime you're on a track, always remember to wear your racing helmet. It's the one thing that's going to save your life, and I can tell you that from experience. But yeah, we see, I'm going to call him Rizzy Real, I don't know how to say it. Coming over the bridge there, let's see what type of jump he can get. Really screaming along that straight. The Chevy really quite planted as well. And really got a great top speed and getting the back end out as well. Having a little bit of fun in the rear end of that car. As he comes now to start a lap or finish a lap, I'm not sure. He looks very mean in that car. It's got a deep sound, deep engine sound. Let's take a look. I believe he's coming to start a lap. So we'll head a bit further up the field, going on to Hiker of Sweden. I believe he's going to come to finish a lap. He is in the mono, so let's see where he goes. Is he able to improve? Yes, he does, by nearly over a second and a bit. And then he gets the rear end out, takes a bit of dirt. I think that might be an invalidated lap time. But a 2 minute 19.9 for him puts him on the top step for right now. The nearest person, I believe, is Uka, or Ika, or Ucha. I have no idea on how to say the name. He's in 4th place in the next mono. No, it's Vectro actually. And then we have one of the Toyotas, absolutely not looking in good condition there. And then we have Nico reversing into a wall. So someone's going to have to replace the stonage on that wall. As Nico decides he wants to take it out on a bridge. But yeah, obviously we do have damage on today, so drivers will have to be relatively thinking about the damage to the car and trying to protect it as much as possible, really. But yeah, Hio, do you reckon any driver will see any pit stops? Not necessarily for damage, but for maybe tires or something.
I think we will see some pit stops. So I talked to Aluchamps before the race, and so he changed the car actually. I don't know what he was driving before. I think now he's in Toyota, if I'm right. Yeah, there he is. And he said to me that it's 1 or 2 stops actually. So I don't know if this is true for every car in the field, but I think we will see some pit stops today in this race.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to keep a close eye on that. Obviously, quite a large range of tires here. I believe they go Pirelli, or they're all Pirellis, and they range between soft, hard, and mediums. I think that's right. And then obviously all-terrain, ice, and wet. But I don't think we'll be seeing any weather today, or typical Scottish weather. It's probably just very, very overcast as it is right now. Once again, LA Champs coming through the city section. You wouldn't want to get that wrong, because you'll be hurting yourself straight into someone's bar stool, I can tell you that much. as yeah, once again just backing off the lap, as he tries to get his head in the right place. Once again, taking a look at the BMW here, big rear spoiler on that car that you're gaining a lot of downforce from. I should tell you, Hiker of Sweden's gone faster with a excuse me, a 2-minute 19.2. So he's gone, what's that, 6 seconds faster? No, not 6 seconds. Yeah, about 6 seconds faster. 6 seconds faster. 6/10 faster. Ah, I'm not awake.
No, it's actually
yeah,
6
he's
seconds faster.
Yeah, no, I knew I was right.
Yeah, and Anders Antel is actually in a group, in a road C-class car. So he's also doing really good here. Yeah, I think Hiker is really outpacing everybody else here.
Yeah, he definitely is. Top of the class, obviously, out of 16 drivers. That'll definitely boost his enthusiasm for his sim racing reputation. But yeah, everyone looking very consistent. Everyone's set a lap time. Everyone's not necessarily on the pace. Speaking of pace, Vectro definitely is on the pace, moving up into P2 now with a 2-minute 24 ahead of the Toyota driver of Anders Santal. Looking very competitive. Once again, let's see what the BAC Mono can do over the jump. Oh, a little bit of air there, got the rear end, a little bit of air, but obviously the drivers are slowing down for that little crest, as they're not necessarily I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about. Yeah, so every car is obviously modelled off its real life counterparts. And have you seen the popular? I believe it's called Top Gear. They did a little presentation on the Mono, and definitely this one's a bit of a face ruiner, as in the words of Jeremy Clarkson would say, is once again, I don't know how to say his name. I don't know.
So in German we have this word and we just call it euch. Which is probably quite difficult for any English-speaking guy, but yeah, euch or something like that. I think he's Finnish, if I'm right. At least in this, yeah, in this profile, he says that he's Finnish. I don't know. Finnish is very difficult language, so I don't know how to call him.
Well, as a boy who's Australian and Finnish, grandma's Finnish, so that's very good. Speaking of finished, we have the session now finished in qualifying, so every grid position should stay as it is, except for everyone who might be trying to improve. Vectro, once again, the driver out on track, trying to improve. Will he improve? That's the question. Will he be able to come over the line, set something more competitive? Well, he set something more competitive, but just a second away from Hiker of Sweden. ID forgets, is he able to get anywhere up the field a little bit more from P6? What is he able to do? P5, that's the best he can do, getting in front of Nico. What about Elo Champs? Is he going to have the opportunity? No, he's not. He's backed off from his lap. So that's a little disappointing from him. We have the BAC driver. If he's quick enough, he'll be able to cross the line within the time limit as he goes through the middle town section. 17 seconds off the pace, so he definitely wants to be getting that I think it's a Group C car a bit further up the field. Excuse my excessive yawning at 6 o'clock in the morning. No, he hasn't backed off, but he's definitely still pushing this car as much as possible. He's applying that throttle beautifully. Let's see on how much air he's going to get over, I'm going to call it death bump. And he's definitely had, I think I commentator cursed him there. Definitely had a bit of a death bump for him there as he went over the a little sudden crest and strength of the wall. I think he's back to off his lap. No, he's not. He's still going to go for it unless he's been invalidated from it. Here he goes, coming up to the line. What's he able to do? 5th gear now if he makes it to it. Yeah, 5th gear as across the line. What's he able to do from P14? P12. That's pretty. It's pretty competitive. I've got to say, he's gone 3 seconds faster than his other laps, so he's probably not asking for any more than that. As we head to the end, the driver out on track, who's I believe is on his cooldown lap. As it's ID forgets in the BMW. So we have in first place Hiker of Sweden, setting a 2-minute 19.2, and I've got to say here, I'd say that's pretty bloody unbeatable, would it not be?
Yeah, sure. So because that's a team competition today, I will just put in the team standings here to the right. So Hiker of Sweden represents the Club Series team in front, then Vectro for GT3. Euch, or however he's called, is representing the Academy. So the Premier Series, so GT4, is actually not that up for the B class. So yeah, let's see if they can compensate for that. Anders Antel for also Academy, I guess. Yeah. Is quite good, so he has a chance to mix up into the B class maybe with quite fast pace. Yeah, let's wait for the race. I think it gets some tension. We see the different colors of the teams in the standings at the moment. And
yes, definitely. I was just taking a look at some of the nationalities that we have, and we have everyone from around the world. We've got, I think I may have seen a Mexican in there. No offense, but I think I might have seen a Mexican in there. I saw someone who was Spanish.
No.
Was there no Mexicans?
No Mexican. We have a Spanish driver, which is faster. For the GT4 team. Yeah, we have quite a lot. So we have some Swiss driver, Spanish driver, British driver, Italian driver, Swedish driver, German, Netherlands, Finnish, from the US, from Austria, and from Australia. No, New Zealand, sorry.
Yep, thank you. I was about to take immediate offense to that. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, but the flag is quite similar. You have to be honest about that.
It's only red stars, man. It's only red stars. It doesn't mean a lot, but it means a lot to me. No, I'm joking. So yeah, as we get ready to go racing here, a little bit of banter between us. We have 2 red lights, 3 red lights, and it is lights out and away we go for the Clash of Clans Academy race, Grand Prix race. Vectro takes the lead early on from Hiker of Sweden. Everyone heads down the first turn. Everyone looking very, very clean off the start. The BSC Mono is getting the beautiful start off the line. As we look a bit further down to the more of the boxy cars, the BMW of F7 looking very, very competitive. Moving up the field there, I think I saw 2 of the Toyotas go side by side. As we look a bit further down the field, a bit more forward up the hill, we see some dirt being kicked up by one of the blue Monos up there. Not sure on who it was. I think it might have been, I'm not sure on who it was, and it's Agrolator who's moved up the field very, very nicely. I believe he started P12, moved up to P6. Great start from him as we see Nico try to get the position back, makes a little bit of contact with the wall there. Toyota's going to get the beautiful run on the BAC. Toyota just a bit of bigger engine, just a little bit more horsepower from him. We move up a little bit further up the field, a little bit more spread out as we see Oi, I'm going to say as an Australian, oi mate, as we see him driving in the Mono. Very, very competitive. 22 laps still approach us. Hiker of Sweden's been able to take the lead back from Vectro. I think Vectro made a little bit of a mistake, maybe got some suspension damage. We don't know unless the driver knows. Might hear a bit something about that a bit further in the race if Vectro decides to pit early on. As Hiker of Sweden, once again, he must have something downstairs that's quite large if he can take that much speed through those corners, especially on the first lap in not necessarily warm tyres, as everyone's just absolutely caning it through the middle section. must be a great sight for the cows to take a look at over there. As once again F7 running across the dirt. That's going to give the driver of Faster A14 the option to head down the inside. They head side by side with the white BMW. He's going to have the traction to go up back. He does the switchback move. Faster is definitely faster this time, as Fernando is faster than you. As they all head over the crests and sudden dips, everyone getting a nice bit of air. Rizzy Real's got a penalty, unfortunately. Looks like his gamer tag is turned red as he's blocking a little bit from his fellow compatriot behind him in the white Chevrolet. But yeah, once again it's pretty line and stone here, as once again we see some lime and stone as the cars race across this beautiful asphalt circuit to complete lap 1 here of 22. Heo, what do we think about that first lap 1?
Yeah, so we saw some action in the beginning of the race. I will just put in the replay of the start again. So Vectro got a very good start, overtaking Hiker of Sweden in the first corner already. But after that, Hiker took the place back because he has a very nice pace on this track, as he showed in qualifying. And now I'm looking forward to some maybe different strategies of the drivers with the pit stops. We will have a look at that, and also how they do in the midfield, because we have a multi-class race here basically, and every class winner gets additional points. So we will have a look at that also.
Probably mentioned as well, taking a look back at Hiker of Sweden, a beautiful start from, not necessarily a beautiful start from him, but a beautiful start later on in the lap from him to get that position back from Vectro. I believe that Vectro maybe made a bit of a mistake there, but yeah, Hiker definitely got the terrible traction off the start, and was later on in the lap just able to maybe heat his rear tires up a bit more, maybe able to be a bit more confident on the power. Probably mention 8 seconds is the gap now, 9 seconds even is the gap now, and I'm actually I'm a little bit curious. Let's take a look on board with Vectro. It doesn't look like he's turning his steering wheel at all, so no real damage to his steering alignment. Maybe it could be in suspension, I don't know. Let's see over the jumps, as through qualifying he definitely did make some contact with the barrier there. This track looks a lot more wide from the onboard section, but definitely from the offboard looks very, very tight, as we see Oi once again, the Finnish driver, trying to catch up to Vectro. That he just can't do it just yet. He's going to definitely have to be patient. If he gets in the BMW, making a relatively good start from P4, stays P4. And then Anders Santu in that Toyota, definitely trying to catch up to ID Forgets, so maybe make that move to P4, and maybe that elusive move up into P3 to lead his class. Nico is the one behind him in the other Toyota. These two definitely looking to maybe get it on. I know Nico is very, very pumped up for this race, and definitely hearing him through the chat, as I don't know if that was a bit of lag from me. No, he definitely has damage to his front end, so maybe just a little bit of understeer, maybe some cold front tires, and that's what'll do it for you. That's what'll send you into the barrier. We have Agrolator, I think that's how you say it. In the mono, he got a brilliant start. I believe he started from P12 and got up into P6, so really opportunistic from him, just pipping everyone down the inside unexpectedly. Maybe everyone thought that they were just going to go side by side, not too much contact. Joe Black's the lead man in the Chevrolet powered car, as he's trying to trail there in 8th place. A big old train from Faster all the way down to F7, as I believe that is Rizzy Real trying to defend from the BMW driver, who just looks a little bit faster at this stage. Let's ride on board with F7 to take a look on what he's looking at, as taking a nice squiz at the rear end, and definitely I think Rizzy Real's been caught off from the BMW or Faster just in front of him, with Faster having his lights on, not necessarily able to trail back very well. If you can't really see his brake lights, it's a little bit more difficult, I can tell you that much, as they lift off coming through the fast left-hander. Once again through the next left-hander, there's a cone flying, and we hope that no one gets hit from that. But yeah, Heo, what do you think about this maybe little bit of a midfield battle between these four drivers, or now four drivers from Joe all the way down to F7?
Yeah, it's quite action-packed here. So two GT4 drivers, not in the GT4 of course today, but from the GT4 series, in front of this pack, and behind these guys are fighting Racy Real and F7C, who is maybe thinking about taking a look. Here it goes over this crest, jumping, and he's off.
Oh, straight into the dirt mound. We'll hope that does turn his flashes on.
He is stuck.
His car stuck. Might have to recover his time. Yeah, he's definitely stuck. Absolutely burning out that rear tire.
He's going backwards.
Protecting those tires, right? Yep, there we go.
So
and there you go. A little bit of a flick spin right around.
Yeah. So in GAVRA Racing, it's forbidden to reset your car back on the track. So you have to get out of any stuck situation by yourself. It's not every time that easy. Yeah,
definitely. It's I actually didn't know that you can reset this car in GAVRA, but the more you know, as we see one of the Chevrolets exit the pit lane there. Aloe Champs has been in the pit lane for a country mile now, so we'll hope that he gets out sometime soon. But yeah, definitely action back through there. Seeing the BMW of F7 have a little bit of a moment there, as I believe he's come into the pit lane to get some work done on his car. At this stage, he wants to be changing those rear tires after what he did to him in the little dirt mound. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of engine and maybe even some steering and suspension damage for that BMW car as we look at the New Zealander driver in the Chevrolet. Definitely a very, very heavy and reasonably quite stable car as well. As Joe still leads the pack. Joe's car looks like it's just got a nice little power wash. As he comes through the corners. Never mind, I've just seen the huge dent and an absolute mud splatter on the side of his car. So take in regard to what I said, and I should also mention, Oya's got a penalty. I'm not sure on what type of penalty he's got. We could maybe take a look at the timing if it tells me. Yep, Oya's got a 2-second time penalty. Presume that's going to be for speeding, maybe under yellow flags, or maybe cutting the course. I'm not sure just yet, but as we move on to lap 5, first 5 laps has absolutely flew away. There we go. And has Hijacker of Sweden been able to pull out a 12-second gap? Now only a 4-second gap between Vectro and Oi. So these guys will definitely want to be tussling for position. Speaking of tussling for position, Aguilators started to fall back in the field a little bit, started P6, maybe got a bit of damage, maybe spun his car as well, so not necessarily the best from him, as we see Rizzy Real looking all over the rear end of Joe here. Is he going to be able to go for the position? And one would ask, as here he goes, looking on the rear end, maybe going to go to the inside, outside. No, he doesn't have the chance just yet. Maybe under brakes. We saw a lot of drivers kicking out the rear end here, so this might be a good opportunity to go slow in, fast out for the New Zealander driver in the Chevrolet. As he once again follows his compatriot of the other Chevrolet, as I believe that's, I nearly said Flip. No, it's Flyboy, who I'm used to seeing in the GT3 class as well, come into the pit lane for some repairs on his car. As yeah, once again, just trying to catch up to Joe on the 7/10 or so between the two. So judging 7/10 by eye or so, maybe down to about 4/10 or so, maybe. But yeah, this car, compared to the GT cars that I'm used to looking at, these cars look kind of slow in the corners. So I can definitely tell you that they're not. If you take a look at the speedo through some of these corners, 200+ kilometers an hour through these corners, definitely machines of, or masterpieces of machines. As Rizzy Real once again takes a little bit of grass there, as he's realised that faster is starting to catch up to the rear end of him. Nico GAVRA quite consistent, and trying to think of other words starting with C. Quiet does not start with C. Yeah, Nico definitely doing quite well, staying happy in P6 for the time being in that Toyota. Probably just trying to stay where he is until the pit stops come around. He's got excuse me. He's got a 20-second gap behind him, and a nice little bit of air underneath his car to cool it down a bit. But yeah, here, when do we expect for pit stops to be coming in? Within the next 5 or so laps, maybe even 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, it depends. For 2-stop strategy, we will see them pitting in a few laps. Yeah, like 8 or 6 or something like that. No, actually we have 5 laps already. So yeah, maybe in 3 laps or so. For 1 stop, we will see them like in 5 or 6 laps from now. Yeah, let's see if they stick to the schedule or change it a bit depending on damage they have, because a lot of cars look like they have some damage. But regarding the standings, I will just put in here the team distribution again. The club series is actually quite good at the moment, with Hiker Sweden on P1 and ID4 on P4. So they are doing a quite good job. Maybe the other guys have to force it a bit more now to get in the top standings, because GT3 is only represented by Vectro at the moment in the top standings, and we lost some driver.
Did we? Not sure on what driver it was.
We are down to 15, I don't know.
Who it was, but I should probably also mention that Allo Champs is moving up the field quite swiftly as well. Anyway, continue what you're saying here, please.
Yeah, I was just talking a bit about the standings, because it's a team championship, and therefore you have to keep track of the team standings basically a bit. So GT3 is a bit down, with Allo Champs having some problems in the beginning of the race, with some damage. Playboy also, so they are on the last 2 places at the moment. Vectro P2 is doing quite good. Husa also in P9 is quite nice, but the others are down. GT4 also have some problems with Regulator being in the B class and currently in P12 in the pits, so that's not that good. But yeah,
I think I've worked out on which driver has actually left. I believe it's Nico GAVRA, as everyone's moved up. So unfortunately, we've lost the Toyota driver. Might have gone for a drink at the local pub here in Scotland, but yeah, unfortunately he's disconnected, so not necessarily great to have that happen, as we have Anders Sandow in the pit lane for, I'm presuming, another set of tires and a little bit of a fill up on fuel. Yes, it is, and maybe a little damage repair as well. As yeah, once again he's moving down the field, so unfortunately he might, I'm predicting, if my prediction's right, he's going to come out near P10 or so, if his pit stop's relatively quick. But yeah, he's at this stage he's just trying to keep cool, calm and collective. First driver of the real top 10 to pit, and once again, whoa, Hiker of Sweden definitely taking a hike over the crest there, as he sends it for another fun little ride. In the Mono can tell you that car's a ball of fun. Take a little bit of grass as well, why don't ya? And we could see him pit. Is he gonna come into the pits? No, he's not, but he's coming up to lap some cars. Hio, is there any real danger into cars getting lapped here, or will they just move over relatively easily?
It depends. It depends on the position on the track. We have a lot of long straights, so they should be able to lap other cars on the straights. If you have a twisty section, it gets difficult. We have some like really bumpy sections with a lot of crests and jumps even. You don't want to get side by side through them. Here he does really nice high curve Sweden. But at the moment I think it's still quite close between Joe and Racy in the D class as I look at the standings.
Yeah, definitely. These two look very, very close. Joe's actually got a little bit more damage, I think, maybe than Racy at this stage. Really, it's going to be that Joe might come on top if he can get that damage repaired quicker. Never mind Racy looking down the inside. This gives a chance of Faster to maybe start to catch up. Sorry about that. Hit my knee on my desk. But yeah, he's definitely following behind the other Chevrolet driver as close as possible to maybe get some sort of advantage. Might go for a bit of a dive here. He definitely does into the braking zone. They're side by side, and he's actually got in front. Looks like Joe's going to get the switchback. They're going to head side by side over the start-finish straight. Is the action that we've been looking for between these two, and it's finally come to be. These two side by side heading down into turn one. I think Racy might have the inside line, which might be better. Joe could have broke early, switched back to the inside and got a better run as they make a little bit of contact there. I think that was just the rear end of Racy being tagged by Joe. No real fault from Joe. I think both of them just didn't really realize where one of them or each one of them was, and Joe doesn't necessarily look too happy about that little bit of swerving in the brake zone, so he might be a bit annoyed about that as Racy might be taken to the pits, not the pits, to the stewards there, but we don't know. Husa in the other Chevrolet also got a penalty, which is unfortunate. But yeah, Racy in front of Joe. Yeah, what do we think about that overtake? I reckon it was pretty set in stone that Racy was going to get the inside line there and was going to be the one to come out on top.
Yeah, it was a great overtake over lots of corners. I just played a replay in the stream. He got the inside finally, a bit in front already, so a bit more top speed maybe. And then, yeah, he just blocked Joe a bit, but no harm done. I think it was just legal blocking, and I think Joe braked a bit to avoid contact. I don't know if there was even any contact. Very nicely done by both drivers. That's what you get if you have good drivers.
Yeah, definitely. That is really what you get if you're great drivers. Trying to keep it very very tight, close, and cool, calm, and collective. There's my little saying once again. But yeah, Faster definitely started to catch up to Joe. So this could be Joe starting to fall off the pace a bit, which is not necessarily going to be great for the Chevrolet driver. Once again, this is where Racy Real started to catch up to Joe, so maybe this, maybe this section of track isn't necessarily great for the Chevrolet powered car. Definitely a heavy car, so it's going to be relatively quickly in the straight line, but maybe over the curbs. Doesn't necessarily have the most amount of downforce compared to that BMW. That huge rear spoiler at the back, and hey, what type of spoiler? What type of spoiler? What type of downforce is really put onto that BMW car compared to the Chevrolet car with its small but insignificant kind of ducktail spoiler?
Yeah, I think the BMW got quite a lot more downforce with this high up spoiler here. But yeah, I think it's not a real track for a lot of downforce. I think the cars usually rely here on a bit more mechanical grip. Although we have some fast corners, but the road is really bumpy. Don't know if you're that stable.
So I don't know what my reply to that was. No, it's fine. Yeah, but yeah, Faster definitely trying to once again using his name as a bit of a pun. Or it might be F.A. Stir. We never really thought about that one. Yeah, from now on I'm just gonna call him Faster. Just go straight with the English language, because I'm not sure what nationality he is, so it could depend on that.
He's Spanish.
Yeah, definitely Joe. Spanish. All right, so I'm gonna go with Faster. As here on lap 9, Joe's actually slowed down to let the BMW driver through. Realized that once again, I'm gonna use this quote that I heard today. Or yesterday for me, Fernando is faster than you, and maybe Joe was playing a bit of a Felipe Massa, letting Faster go through. Once again, it's super fast. I just keep using the word fast through the middle section. Yeah, once again, they're just taking a lot of curb and just trying to turn the car in as quickly as possible. Yeah, everyone looks pretty cool here. 36-second gap to Vectro now from Iker of Sweden as they start to separate there. Yeah, then there's a nice, once again, 7-minute and 42-second gap from Flyboy to Iker of Sweden. So yeah, that's a small but insignificant gap of 7 minutes. Yeah, Hiker of Sweden has just been on the pace all day. Was very, very quick in qualifying, and now just trying to navigate some lap traffic here. Just like he wants to let him through. No, never mind. Lets him through straight away. So blue flag, come on, blue flag. Using all the Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari quotes here today. Yeah, definitely Hiker is looking straight into turn 1. As fierce as possible. Get a little bit of a back end slide as well, why don't you? But yeah, still only seen a couple of drivers pit as we look at Oi here coming through and over the bridge. Definitely don't want to fall down into that water. It's a long drop. Yeah, Joe just keeps looking like he's gonna falling down the field a bit. At this stage, here, do you reckon it's just the driver starting to lose a bit of pace, or it's maybe the car's got some damage? What do you think?
Yeah, I guess damage plays a role at the moment. And Joe is actually, so Husa should be behind him, and also Anders Antel. They should be quite close. Oh no, it was, oh, okay, it was a lapping car.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw just some yellow car. Which is Hiker, probably, but yeah, never mind. So Husa at the moment doing quite well, but Anders Antel, I think he should be able to get quite close because he has the much faster car, or he showed much higher speed in qualifying also, and he's closing in. So that's for position here.
It's only about a second and a quarter or so between the two drivers. Never mind, now a second now. Yeah, definitely Anders Santal definitely got the best of the Chevrolet powered car in that Toyota. Once again, trying to just chuck it down the inside. And excuse me, once again, I'm yawning. As he comes in P9 there, maybe looking to go around the outside, but definitely takes the inside line. A little bit more dirt, and everyone doing a little bit of lawn mowing here today as he comes side by side. Now he's going to go with the Chevrolet powered car. He backs out of that one as Anders Santal gets over the jumps. Never screw the jump championship there, because he's just absolutely aced it. I reckon that was a good maybe 1.5 meters high from him. As you can see, everyone's really pushing here. And Anders Santal is definitely going to be the one. Heike is in the pits. Heo, what tyres will he be going for? The same set that he qualified on, or maybe a different set?
Yeah, I guess the same set as in qualifying. As you can see, he is running low on fuel. He had 7 liters left, and so I think the small tank is playing a role here. Therefore, he has to pit during the race.
Yeah, definitely. As yeah, he's definitely got to play a big role in the race. Comes out in the lead, only 10-second gap between him and Vectro now. And I've just made an absolute crucial error on my YouTube by accident. But yeah, anyway, Hiker of Sweden once again coming out on fresh tyres, full on fuel. He'll be going to the end of the race, I presume, on this. Only 10 laps remaining in this race. So yeah, definitely a long time. Huss is now into the pit lane. As yeah, it's definitely looking like everyone's thought that it's time for the pit stops now. As yeah, the clouds get a little bit heavy. I don't think they'll be coming in for wet tyres anytime soon. I don't think it's believed to be scheduled to rain anytime soon. As I've just made a crucial error on my YouTube. This is really annoying. But yeah, definitely going to be the driver to play it out today. He's going to be, as yeah, everyone looking very, very competitive today, as they all do every day. But yeah, in regards to I should also say ID Forgets in the pit lane as well, the BMW driver going for a new set of tyres as well. As Heyo, what type of practice do you reckon the drivers put in? Or also what type of setup do you reckon the drivers has put in as well?
I actually don't know that much about the setups they're using. I think the standard setup is not that good on every car here because the track is quite unusual. It's not a real like usual racetrack. These are road cars, so you have to set them up quite massively to go around this track a bit more stable. Work a lot of on the bumpers and springs to get the suspension working for all the bumps and all the crests, and to get these corners right with quite some mechanical grip. But otherwise, I think the most of them still went for quite loose setup, as we saw some sideways going here, and we see some car and another car at the moment, which is quite weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's pit stop time. I think in like 2 laps everybody should have done their pit stops, and then we can see who's where and what the race will go for the second half of it. Because at the moment everything is massively screwed by the pit stops, so you don't know who is going to be where, and if you have some damage, usually the pit stops take a lot longer. And therefore this will mix up the standings quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely is. ID Forgets going to come out in P7. Yes, he is. He's going to come out in P7. Didn't look like he got his damage fixed. As I should also say, Fastest made a pit stop. He's gone once again faster than ID Forgets. He did make a pit stop, didn't he?
Yes, I think so. Oh, that's lapping here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usual multi-class. They should be aware of it. Just stick to your line and it should be fine. But yeah, I think Faster made his pit stop, but ID4 had some damage and this got repaired, and therefore he took way longer in the pit stops. It's not optically repaired for us, but that's just a glitch or a bug of the game. That we don't see the repair for ID4's car, but I think he repaired this. Doesn't make sense to run the second half of the race with a damaged car.
Yeah, definitely. As I should also say, Real has come out in P4 as well. He hasn't made a pit stop, however, so he's wanting to maybe extend the gap a little bit further than what it is for right now. But you don't really know on old tyres where where you can push the car consistently, as we have one of the monos into the pit lane now. No, it's still not coming into the pits, but yeah, Hiker, lap 13 now, still absolutely caning this car around, and still absolutely able to pull out a 13-second gap, so a 3-second gap in about a lap or so onto Vectro. So it's yeah, once again showing the real power of Sweden within their sim racing motorsport classes. But yeah, he moves on to lap 14 now, as those tyres will definitely want to be getting hot and sticky now for him to provide some grip. I believe he has set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken, Yes, so far he has with a 2-minute 22.9. So yeah, he's definitely showing everyone what he's got. Heading back to the BMW, these two of ID Forgets and Faster look very, very close. So we should see a battle between these two. And speaking of that, ID Forgets gets an absolute legend of a run. Let's ride on board with him as I figure out how to get to the cameras. There we are. As takes a little bit of curb as well there. Heads up, maybe damage a bit of the side of the rims there, braking heavily now down into T1 as Faster gets a little bit of dirt. This is the battle between the two BMWs. Once again, Faster blocking ID Forgets there from going around the outside. Maybe he knows that he's maybe a bit quicker. Wow, look at the gap between these two. And in braking performance, Faster just gets a little bit more ahead. That could be due to brake pressure, brake bias, just overall grip and mechanical grip on the tires. But at this stage, we don't know just yet. As ID Forgets makes a little bit of contact with the side of the bridge wall there. They're going to head side by side now. Not just quite. ID Forgets is going to get on the inside line. Let's head back to the exterior camera. They're going to head side by side. Look how close that is. Holy moly, as Faster backs out there as, once again, I don't know if that's a bit of damage to the front end of ID Forgets. It's waving around, so, yeah, maybe he got a bit of damage from hitting into the side of that bridge. But we don't know just yet as Husser's starting to catch up a little bit now. As well, but now ID Forgets got a huge gap to climb to Anderson Tower to get there as quickly as possible. Excuse me. Oh, so fueling. As both of them kicking up a bit of dirt as well. Why don't you? Yeah. Hey, what do we think about that overtake once again?
Yeah, I just played the replay in the stream. ID Forgets makes a bit touch to the wall, but then he. Really nice. On the outside, then sweeps back to the inside and overtakes Faster on bit earlier on the throttle. Very nicely done, and then Faster. I think he backs a bit out of this battle, just to be sure to not get any damage for himself.
Yeah, definitely backing out and just being quite cautious. I don't know if he really just jumped his pit box there as well, because they didn't lift the lollipop stick. So yeah, we also don't know. Vectro has also come into the pit lane as well to get a little bit of damage repair. The front bonnet of that BSC not looking great. Maybe he didn't get the damage repair because that was, oh no, now he's getting it serviced. So there we go. Oi goes up into P2. I don't believe that Oi has made a pit stop, has he?
Probably not, no. You can maybe switch to him, then we see us fuel.
Let's take a look. No, he definitely hasn't. 2.5 laps of fuel. He might not even make it around the lap, depending on where he is. He's only just starting his lap, so I'm not sure on how many liters of fuel they consume every lap, but I'm sure it's a couple of, or at least a liter or so, maybe even half a liter. But yeah, definitely chugging through the fuel there, the mono is. So once again, always gonna have to be careful in this race. As I believe he'll make it around the lap. Oh, excuse me, I believe he'll make it around the lap reasonably easily. And I just my arm on the wall. I'm damaging myself during this event, but only a handful of laps remaining. Only around about 7 laps remaining. So the drivers are starting to get to the wrap-up round of the Clash of Clans event. So yeah, all these guys are definitely just trying to pull out a bit of a gap, trying to have some sort of protection over the Grand Prix, depending if there's if the tires go off very quickly, depending if they lose a lot of fuel. You know, these things pivot on a lot of variables and things like that. But yeah, everyone's practically made a pit stop now, I believe. Yeah, so the standings. Oh, yeah, for Oi, everyone's pretty safe in the standings so far. I think Oi will come out definitely in P3 if he haven't got some sort of major damage that he stays in the pit lane for over 2 minutes. But yeah, he's just trying to pull out a bit of a gap. 1 liter of fuel remaining, so he's definitely played the cards right on on how much fuel he's been using. Maybe even saving a little bit of fuel, maybe not running in the rich mode as he breaks down to come into the pit lane. As he turns into the gas station. Surprised he didn't turn his indicator on there. And now will be the question where Vectra will come out. If Oi doesn't have a bad pit stop, I think Vectra might come out behind him. This is where it's going to start to play into the cards of strategy. He's still in the pit lane. He is still in the pit lane, filling up on fuel. A very fast fuel stop. Where's Vectro? Where's Oi? Where's Vectro? Where's Oi? Oi comes out behind Vectro, I believe. Yeah, Vectro in front of him just by a couple of seconds, although, as yeah, Vectro doing very, very well to get out in front of him and fixing some damage. I believe Oi had some maybe engine or mechanical damage as well. As we've got green flags again. I'm not sure if there's been some sort of incident, but yeah, we've got Vectro coming out of P2. And Oi in P3, and speaking of that, Fast has come into the pit lane to fix his car. There might have been a bit of an incident, maybe a bit of a going off. I don't know if you caught that one. Yeah. Oh wait, no, you see the same thing that I do, don't you? So yeah, still faster. Not necessarily some great luck. Those tires look very thin now. As we look at Rizzy Real, still going long in this Grand Prix. I don't believe he's made a pit stop. Maybe he did make an early one. Oh, he's doing the early stage of this Grand Prix. As we go to F7 now, who's being gobbled up by the car behind him of one of the white BMWs, who's I believe is lapping him now. Maybe that was for position. Yes, that was for the position on Husa. So yeah. So yeah, it's definitely quite a stable part during the Grand Prix. I'm not really sure on what to talk about. There's not necessarily too much action on track besides some pit stops where Faster came out in P11, I believe he is. And Anders Central coming in for the pits. So what type of tyres do you reckon he's going to go for here? Do you reckon just go for the same set he's been on whole race, or maybe for a bit of a softer or harder compound?
I think they won't change the setup that much because the weather conditions are quite stable. So I don't think we will see any changes except for a bit more fuel. At this point of the race, I would even go for maybe no tire changes, depending on how worn out they are. I don't know if he made a pit stop before. I guess so, because he was very fast in qualifying. I don't know. So depending on that, maybe it doesn't make any sense to go for any tire changes anymore, because we are in lap 17 of 22, so only 5 laps remaining for Hiker, who is in the first position. I think Anders is already a lap down, so I don't think tire changes make much sense, because it takes a lot of time to change them. If they are worn out, of course you do them.
Yeah, definitely, as we've got a little bit of a train forming here. I'm not sure if that has anyone in this little train. Yes, it is. Oh, no. Yes, it is. One of the BMWs there. As I believe that's Vectro lapping one of the BMWs now. Just look how small the mono is compared to the BMW. I believe that's the M3. I know anyone's more than welcome to correct me. Yeah, everyone's a little bit of a train here, so maybe just all trying to go long into the end of the race. Yeah, Anderson Tal. Not much of a gap between him and ID Forgets, so we could maybe see a little bit of a battle heating up between the two of those. It's yeah, everyone's just going, you know, kind of trundling around, not necessarily putting. Oh, excuse me, my alarm went off. It's yeah, that. Oh, that was straight into the wall. As Anderson Tal just had a pit stop, and you can definitely tell he's got some steering damage now. This is going to be where the ID Forgets. It's going to get the run on him, and that is just straight around the outside of him. As yeah, Anderson Tell, what did you think of that one? He goes straight into the wall for him. Really unfortunate. Nearly went over the wall as well. So yeah, what type of damage do we expect to have within that Toyota car?
We are running the performance impacting damage. Yeah, usually you get some suspension damage from the side hits. I haven't seen it. I have seen it only with like sort in my side view, because I'm actually working a bit on the standings at the moment, because that's quite interesting to get maybe, because like the club series should be in the lead still, with Hiker of Sweden in first position, and yeah, Racy Real in 4th position, ID4 in 5th position. They are quite good. Lonnie in 10th position. They are all from the club series, so club series is doing really well today. GT3 is just with Vectro, and the Academy is also quite nice with Oik, or however you call him, and then Anders Antel with the 2 Finnish drivers actually, both Oik and Anders Antel. So the Academy is doing quite well, also with F7C, who is also driving for the Academy. So I think the Academy might get into 2nd position. I haven't worked it out. The Premier Series with the GT4s doesn't look as competitive today. They don't have the top drivers, so in the B class it's only Regulator, who is currently in 11th position, so not gaining that much points. And the point scheme is actually quite difficult. So I will just put it like this in the stream. So you get some points, and then also for the classes some points. It's the usual GAVRA point scheme for the usual places, and then some additional 5, 3, 2 and 1 points for the first 4 drivers of each class. Yeah, it's quite complicated, so I don't know actually the standings at the moment, but should be the club series in front of probably Academy, then GT3, and then the GT4 class.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, we will see. Ooh. Myself. Yeah, definitely tip for commentating. Don't ever put your mic too close, because then you might be able to hear yourself, and it's very distracting. I can't do it. Yeah, it's definitely the Toyota driver getting some damage, which won't be great. Now we have Rizzy Real coming up to lap. Oh no, not to lap. He's just coming up to ID Forgets. Once again, ID Forgets, huge jump in that BMW. I'm gonna have to go on this track a little bit later on and do some fun jumps. But Heike goes on to a lap 19, and I believe he sets a faster lap, which is a 222.229. A lot of 2s in that number. But yeah, Rizzy Real just trying to catch up to ID Forgets to maybe pass him as quickly as possible, and it's definitely not easy. Rizzy, I believe he had the most fuel in the tank when he was starting, so yeah, really going well for Rizzy Real, as he goes to lap, that was? Yes, it was. So maybe he's just started to back off a bit, realized the gap, and I don't believe he's going to close it anytime soon. Only 4 laps remaining for Rizzy Real, so he's going to definitely try to finish this one with a go out with a bang, I'd say. So maybe trying to push his car maybe up into P4, and I think that's probably as far as he's going to go. All the way up to P4 might be a bit difficult to get up anywhere further than that, as we look at ID Forgets once again. Hopefully he doesn't forget that he's in 4th place and make any sort of mistake whatsoever. I should also mention F7 been able to move up there after his pit stop. Quite a dreadful pit stop. I think he was down in P13. Speaking of P13, Allo Champs coming to the pit lane, obviously from GT3. He was one of the top runners, but now he's having to make 3 pit stops now. And look how fat those rear tires and front tires on the Toyota is. It's very thick tires. But yeah, Husa just trying to catch up to F7. F7 just trying to catch up to Anderson Tau. Anderson Tau just trying to catch up to Rizzy Real just trying to catch up to ID Forgets. And at this stage, I don't know if anyone will be able to catch up to one another, because it's really coming to the closing end of the Grand Prix now. And at this stage, it starts to run into dire moments where drivers start to act a little bit foolishly. And don't necessarily think about the driving lines that they're running. It might even make a mistake and things like that, and that's where you could get damage on the car, and it could really go down the drain for you. But yeah, here, what do we think about everyone's position so far? I know a couple of guys have a penalty, so is that going to necessarily play a big factor in this race?
Maybe for the battle between F7C and Husa. If you look at the standings, I think they are going to get close to each other, and Husa has a penalty, so that might play a role. I don't see it at the moment. Maybe you can switch to them for an instant. So F7C is there. Whoa, okay, 11 seconds is quite much, so even if he overtakes F7C, he won't be in front of him because he has 11 seconds penalty. That's usually 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lanes. That can happen here because we have manual pit stops. If you forget to set your pit limiter, that happens quite fast. I think the other penalties are not playing a big role here. Racy Real is on the back of ID4, but they are in the same team, so they don't care, I guess, that much. Maybe even a position switch to have ID4 as a block for any driver from behind, like Anders Antel, might be worth a shot. But otherwise, yeah, I think they're doing quite good in the D class. In P4 and P5, the club's use is really good at the moment. I think they trained a lot for this event today. Yeah, but otherwise I don't think we will see that much action. Maybe in the backfield with other champs trying to overtake Ziffer Knight again for this P13. Yeah, but I think you can have a better look at the standings with all the exclamation marks and stuff like that than I do.
Yeah, I've definitely got a bit of a look of the standings right now, or the in-race standings as well, as was into the pits. Yeah, 11-second penalty for Husa, 3-second penalty for Riziria, and a 3-second penalty for Oye, or however you say it, I'm not very sure. Yeah, everyone's... Ooh, I don't want to quit. Let's do that. So yeah, a lot of people with penalties, a lot of people maybe just trying to stay out of it. How do I get out of this? There we go. So back into the on-track racing, as I believe, I'm not sure on who that was. Let's go down the field and find out. I think that was Agrilator taking a little bit too much height and heading straight into the wall, as really unfortunate for him. As we're on lap 21, so one of the last laps for Hijackers Sweden, or his second last lap, as the BMW lets him go through there. Hijacker, I should also mention, got a little bit of damage there on the front end. So yeah, Theo, do you know how he got that damage, or was that just probably from lapping cars? Yeah, was that just from lapping cars, or?
Actually, I don't see any damage to the front of his car. Sometimes it's just a glitch that some guys see any damage, but I don't see any damage, to be honest.
Oh well, I don't see his front bonnet. Like, doesn't have a front splitter. All right.
Okay,
well,
in my stream he has, so I don't know.
Alright, well, that makes me look like a bit of foot. Well, he's definitely got damage now, because he's just caned it into the wall. Maybe that was lag from me. I don't know. This is,
I guess it's lag, yeah.
Yeah. And a Central into the pit lane. I'm not sure if that's for a drive-through penalty or coming into the pits for fuel or tyres. Maybe just a drive-through penalty. He comes out in P8 behind Husa, Runner Joe, so he's got a little bit of work to do. Bloody hell. Sorry, it scared the living daylight out of me, my alarm. Sorry about that. As the sunrise in Melbourne, Australia, over Albert Park. So yeah, here in Scotland, I don't think the sun's rising for a long time because it's very, very overcast. But on the last lap for Hijacker, have I said it again? Hiker of Sweden. Yeah, he's on the last lap now, so he's just got to bring it home. Only a handful of corners to go, and a handful of enjoyment for him to have in the car. So yeah, that mono's just been acting beautifully for him the whole race, as he set a faster lap, being a 2-minute 21.436. So he's gone the fastest lap in qualifying, fastest lap in the race, and I believe he was the fastest lap in practice. So he's got everything on his cards. He's just absolutely flat out through that city section. That was just beautiful. So yeah, as he gets the car beautifully rotated through the middle city section through there. Now over the crest, down the crest, into the long camber banking corners, as starting to make a little bit of position with Anderson Tal. Will come back to Hiker very shortly. I don't think they were catching up whatsoever. Anyway, over the bumps, he's going to be fearless there. He's definitely taking a lot more height than he was in qualifying or in the early stages of the race. So yeah, I think he knows that it's last lap. He knows that he's going to win the Clash of Clans event here in the Grand Prix. He's going to come down the start-finish start-finish straight as he comes now to come across the line. Hiker of Sweden is going to be our race winner for today, and he's done it all. He's led every session here today. He's been the man. He's like Daniel Ricciardo in Monaco. Been the boy, been the man, been the absolute best and top rest. What do we think of that one here? I've got to say, a round of applause to him. He's just been fantastic. Nearly a minute's gap to the car behind, and that was just an absolutely spectacular race.
Yeah, really well done. But also the other guys like Vectro is doing a great race. I think he had some damage in the first lap when he was in the lead after the start. Then probably some damage, therefore much slower lap times compared to Hiker, who was very fast today. And then yeah, he lost it a bit, but controlled the race. Very stable, very safe second place finish over Oik, who did a great race. I think it was his first GAVRA race out of the academy. Very nicely done. So yeah, congratulations to the podium finishers. Congratulations also to the Club Series team, as I think they should have got this win today of this Clash of Clans event. With the team of Hiker of Sweden, ID4, Racy Real and Lonnie. Very nicely done by them.
Yeah, very, very nicely done by all those drivers. Everyone performing to absolute beauty. Only 55 seconds remaining for these drivers to be out on track. So yeah, everyone's done very, very well. ID Forgets comes home in P4, Rizzy Real in P5, F7 in P6, Anderson Tal in P7 after a late pit stop. I thought he ran out of fuel there for a second. In P8, Joe in P9, Lonnie very, very good from the Club Series in there in P10, picking up the final points. Faster, unfortunately, doesn't make that top 10 look so good throughout the race. Gave us some beautiful action, got to say. He's looking good for the future of his GAVRA Racing GT Spec Racing. Then we have Grelator, not necessarily great. He's beautiful in the start of the race, but just unable to make that speed back after some incidents he had coming home in P12. Aloe Chance, unfortunately, they're sitting home in P13, just strolling past. I believe that was Anderson Tal as we finish the race here. What an absolutely amazing Grand Prix. Got to say, Hiker of Sweden, well done. The Swedish man takes home P1. Then Vecto, the Dutchman, Vectro, taking home P2. Achuch, the Finnish man, or Oi, with a 3-second time penalty, looking good in P3. ID Forgets, the Italian in P4. Rizurio, the New Zealander, in P5. F7, the Austrian boy, in P6. Anderson Tal, the other Finnish man, compatriot of number 7. Tervatula, my friend Tervatula. Then we have Husa in there in P8, the young Swede as well. Joe Black, I'm not sure in what country that is. I'm unsure. Then we have P10 of Lonnie, the Dutchman looking very good. Faster, or FA Stir, A14, the Spaniard coming home in P11 with his fellow Spaniard in P12, just behind him, the other Swedish boy of Champs, the American of Cypher Knight 77, there in P14, and then Flyboy, the German, in P15. Would have hoped to be racing in Hockenheim today. Anyway, what an amazing Grand Prix. I'm not sure if we're wrapping it up now. I think I'll let Hio wrap it up for us here. It's been a pleasure commentating this one, and I wish you all the best for the future for all these races. And anyone in chat, thank you for joining us today. Be sure to check out GAVRA Racing on the website. I believe the link's in the description. And yeah, Hio, you can end this one out. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for commentating again. Was a nice season, and that was a nice finisher of the season. 4 series or like 5 series with 2 academy series during the season. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next season, which will start later this year after the summer break. During the summer break, we will probably have some events with one like a big event coming on in the end of August. So like you can go on the description on the GAVRA webpage. There should be a link to the 24-hour of Le Mans of GAVRA Racing. There you see the countdown.
Racing in that?
I will probably race in that, yes.
Yeah, I think both of us are racing in that, but I might do a live stream of my own. If you have it to my channel, KPH Crazy, nice link. Yeah, I'll probably be racing in that. Hio and I might go side by side through maybe the Porsche.
Yeah, that would be really, really nice. Yeah, so you're probably racing for AOR then?
Yeah, I will be. I'm currently in my AOR Oceania season right now. So yeah, I've got a race tomorrow night, or Australian time tomorrow night. So yeah, catch it on the AOR website as well. Which will be good fun. So if you want to catch me there, see some of my Formula 1 racing, I'm in the McLaren. So yeah. Anyway,
yeah. So
that's me out. I'll let you in.
So for this 24-hour, just go on the webpage. There should be every information you want to have, like the procedure and stuff like that, live timings, everything. Just check it out. If you are interested, just join it. Otherwise, we will probably have some other events during the summer, maybe some free driver events. Yeah, otherwise that was a nice season. It was nice commentating with you. Thanks to all the drivers, thanks to all the viewers in the chat, and all the admins like GAVRA. Big thanks to him. Big thanks also to Aaron or Racy Real today for organizing this race. Have been really nice. Thanks a lot to you, Finn, and yeah, see you soon, I guess.